俺がやる。侍合体。
Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Sai from Collection Gattai. Today we'll be looking at the Samurai Sentai Shinkenger's Shinkeno. We'll be looking at every single origami with detail and with functionality. Stay tuned and enjoy. Alright, so let's jump right into it. Right here you have the emblem mode, or the origami mode emblems version. Basically, these were the morphers, in a sense, for the transformation to a bigger, more powerful robot. Now, you might notice there's symbols here, and these are actually real-life symbols that actually represent real-life characters. They are altered a slight bit, but you get the gist of it. You'll actually be able to see them in the show. They write them out, and then they kind of simplify. So right here, we have the red, which stands for, of course, fire. Over here, blue, which is blue Shinkengers. It's the water symbol. Yellow is earth, pink is heaven or sky, and then here we have forest or wood. Now, these are origami, which is basically folding paper in Japanese. And what they would do is they would fold and kind of morph themselves so they could actually fit in the palm of your hand. These are actually 1-to-1 scale in the actual show. So these are actually as big as they're supposed to be. They actually put them in their pocket and they fly around at this size before they cause them to grow. Now, the great thing about this toy is that there's 3 versions. There's the emblem mode, the animal mode, and then, of course, they combined. And when something has more, or like at least more than 2, then I'm just going nuts for this toy. So when I found out that they were including the emblem mode, as well as the animal, as well as this, like the Shinkeno, I was like, gotta get this right now. Alright, so let's get a better look at these emblems, and how they look. So we'll start off with fire, which is the red Shinkenger, or Shinkenger. Brain fart. So you can see how they have a kind of this pattern here, and this is actually prominent in the show as well. These 2 pegs are also there. They're actually supposed to be there. They're actually there in the show as well. These, however, are not, if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure they're not, but don't hold me to that. The symbol looks really nice. It's not painted. It's molded. It's all molded. And everything here you see is nice hard plastic. It's not ABS. So you can kind of see a bunch of stuff going on back here. These here are magnets. That's for transformation. Not much to the emblem though. It's just supposed to fill its purpose as an emblem and not really much else. If you had a shotophone, which is the morpher, you could reenact, you know, writing symbols on it and making it bigger or whatnot, but other than that, it's just for looks. So not much here except for, you know, I like the detail though. That's always nice. Alright, next up we have blue. Again with the pattern all molded in as well. The only problem, not saying it is a big problem, but you kind of see the lines here that kind of come through when this guy morphs into his animal mode. Nice big symbol here. You actually can see it right here on the box. That's where his knee is. On the back, more symbol again. There is, I'm not sure if you can quite see it, but there is a sort of a grooved pattern other than the bumps. It's hard to kind of point out. But it's nice though. It's like octagon, or no, octagon's 8 sides. What am I talking about? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 sides. So that's, I can't remember. I don't know math. you can kind of see here, there's the crown kind of hiding. And when you kind of look at the side, it kind of loses its effect. But, you know, again, it's just an emblem. It's serving its purpose. And that's all it's really good for. So, that's blue. Next up is green. Again, molding, yada yada yada. We got the same kind of symbol back here, but this one's actually a square instead of what we had before. One problem you can actually see right here. There's the joints or the ratchets. They're sticking out, so they kind of pop out. But again, emblem. What can you do? Next up, Earth. Really small, really small. Right here you can see that where the joint connects with the red, and this makes the arm. A lot of stuff is going on in this emblem. It's hard to ignore because everything's going on. There's a hole here. There's a big black brick coming out here. There's a big peg here. And it's everywhere. But, you know, again, you can't complain. You got the groove, you got that built in. Nice silver paint here, as well as on all the others. And now you've got a triangle kind of symbol in the back here as well. And that's Earth. And then lastly, we have pink, which is heaven. Again with the grooves. One problem, this stuff right here, they could have made it black, but then I could see why they wouldn't. If you can see, you can actually see the Shinkenger symbol right there, just kind of poking out. Everything about this, again, it's so small. There wasn't any possible way to kind of put this in the toy, so they kind of just let it stick out, and you'd have to deal with it. And I could see why. You know, it's tiny. It's just an emblem again, but oh well. So that's pink. So now that we've gone through all the emblems, let's go into the transformation, starting with red. So here we are, red. This is the lion. So we'll start off by pulling his head out, folding these arms down, and then here's the cool part. You pull these legs out all the way, and then this. You split it in half. Again, like I said before, there's two little magnets here, and they attach. That folds down. And there we have the lion. He's really cool. He's got such a cool transformation. I've never seen anything like that before, where it kind of comes together and it swivels and it attaches. It's crazy. Nice detail here on the legs. You can see the Shinkenger symbol here. Just look at the head here. You can see he's got a nice looking head. Little gold here, green eyes, and posability in the mouth. Didn't have to give it that, but they did. It was awesome. His arms can only go out side to side. If you saw in the show, he kind of like runs around, like he waddles like that. So he's kind of stuck this way. A really good note is that these are technically folding paper animals. So when you really do look at this thing, that looks like paper. That looks like someone folded this up and made a paper lion. I might even, if I've got time, I'll throw a little picture of some origami lions, and maybe you can see the similarity. You can tell that this is kind of like his mane right here. I love it. Like, for a Power Rangers game or a Super Sentai, they made it so it looked like paper, and It looks like paper. It's just the craziest thing. They did a really good job. Like, I was totally blown away when they're like, oh yeah, this is origami. I'm like, well, now it makes totally sense, like all the sense why it actually looks so blocky and like pointy. So you kind of get a good look at this guy. The only problem is he's got these little popping out, but they're there for a reason. You got a big hole in the back here. But again, I can't complain because he was supposed to look like paper. So that's the line. Alright, next up we have blue. So first thing we're going to do is go in here and take out this crown and put that aside. You can leave it on, but I take it out. So first, this guy folds out like an accordion. It is so cool. So he kind of comes out like that, full length. Up here is his head. We're going to fold that kind of forward and have that sit like that. We're going to fold that as flat as we can, and then here's the tail. And there we have the dragon. Now this guy looks amazing. I cannot stress this enough. This guy looks so cool. He looks like paper, especially look at his head. Like, his head is all like blocky and pointy, and that's exactly what they were going for. Like, just looking at the symbol alone, it's all pointed. There's rarely any blocks, and then you get that exactly the same with the dragon itself. It's all pointy. There's no real block sections. It was great. It looks so good. Looking at the head here, we have a nice gold stripe, red eyes, beautiful detail in the head itself. His mouth here can open. He's even got a small little tongue in there. And I love how he's kind of like, he's got a bunch of holes in him, but I don't know. I've never seen a dragon look this way, but oh well. You can actually see that he's got a little Shinkenger symbol right here on his neck. There is detail within the inside of his body. You can see it's kind of like a blocky or a zigzag. That's really cool. You never see that unless you turn him into a dragon. You never see that, because when he's a foot, he's all closed up. So why'd they put that in there? I don't know. I don't care. I love it. Just for the sake of showing you, there is a little peg here. That's actually where the crown sits. That's where that would sit normally, and you kind of see why I take it out. Kind of looks like he's got a big hump kicking out in the back there, so that's why I take that out, because it makes him more look like more linear and more like jagged, and that's what I kind of like. If you notice, there's these two little feet here. They're tiny little feet. He's got little. His nails are painted. There is some detail in the back leg, but not too much. Either way, this guy looks fantastic for the purpose he serves as. A folding dragon origami should look like this, and they did a bang up job. And that's blue. So now we're going to switch on to green. And here we are. So to start off, we untouch that and we kind of flip it back. Now we're going to pull out all these little flaps, which are evidently his legs. And coolest freaking thing ever, he slides up. That is the coolest thing. So then we're going to flip down all his legs. They are ratcheted, so I think it's, what is it? 45, I believe. 45 degrees. And then pull out his head. And there we have the bear. He looks so cool. He is my favorite. I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of like the blockier characters are my favorite. I don't know, it's just these guys look so crazy. Especially him, like his transformation blew me away when I figured it out. So let's look at him. He's got nice detail here. They didn't have to put that in, but the fact that they did really, I'm just surprised. Little Shinkenger symbol here on his front leg. Detail here in his leg as well. Another Shinkenger sign on the other leg itself. Nice little red eyes, and his mouth opens too. Why not? For a origami bear, he looks like an origami bear. Like, what do you say? That looks crazy good. You got the gold square here at the top. And then we're not going to get into that because butt jokes are for kids. And I just made one. So, you can kind of see he's got two little ears here. I thought those were really cute. You can see that there's actually a red switch here because his neck actually snaps in place when he goes into foot mode, but right now it's kind of loose, but it does stick. It doesn't like just sit there. You can actually like, it'll like ratchet itself into place. So that's really good. Either way, this guy was awesome. The only thing that's kind of weird is kind of when the legs come out, he got this big gaps in his body. But, you know, it doesn't really get in the way of actually, like, admiring him as a toy. He looks like a freaking bear, either way you look at it. So, that's Green Ranger Origami Bear. Alright, next up is the monkey. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to just split this right in half. It's going to click here. We've got a joint right there. Friction joint, and then we pull apart the arms, move them forward, and then fold down the hands. So that's the monkey. That's it. For like a really small guy, he's got quite the transformation. I know it's not that great, but for something that small, that's kind of ridiculous. I like the face here. You can actually see all the nice detail they put with nose and mouth. Nice silver paint, especially here and here. The hands look like hands because for obvious reasons, as you can see on the box, he is the hand. So, no feet and no tail. If they added a tail, I probably would have been happier. But either way, it's an arm piece. You know, a lot of times the Zords or the Super Sentai Robos, they get kind of get the short end of the stick when they get stuck with arm duty. You know, because I don't know, only the other times I've seen when an arm was really given a lot of attention was Go Wanger. You know, it's really sad to see like them just kind of get shafted into these kind of like little dykey little things, but whatever. You know, you got to look at it at a different standpoint as to, you know, functionality, and you wouldn't want a giant arm with a bunch of rainbow and glitter shooting out of it. So let's get back to the monkey because I kind of got sidetracked there, and the sun is being covered up by a cloud. So you got, again, the Shinkenger symbol inside the arm. Both arms. Not much detail other than the face that changes. You can see how there's fingers here. And they kind of tried to get some fingers in because like his hand kind of goes like this. So that's supposed to be his thumb right here. And then those are his two fingers, which apparently monkeys only have two fingers. He stands up really well, actually. He just kind of sits there. Looks like a monkey. So, cool. You got this kind of plate back here. It doesn't really get in the way of actually enjoying how he looks, but oh well. Either way, I like this guy. He's really cool. Sometimes I kind of make him do this because it looks like a monkey. But that's the yellow Shinkengers. Whoa, got really dark. That's the yellow Shinkenger monkey. Alright, and sadly, and unfortunately least, is... I'm sorry guys, but Turtle. That's it. That's it! I'm done. That's all you have to do. You just gotta open him, pull out his head, and fold out his flippers. It's so depressing. When you actually look at the Zord builder, the only power, or the only Zord that got a actual emblem version was this guy, because he's so simple that all you gotta do is flip out the head out of this little compartment here, just flip it out, and you close him up, and boop-a-da-bop, you've got a turtle. Why is it always pink? Why is it always pink that gets, like, this huge slap in the face? I don't get it. Like, back in my other video of Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin, freaking Pink gets, like, the shaft again. And it's like, why? I don't get it. What's the deal with Pink getting, the loose ends and, like, all the leftovers? I don't get it. Whatever. Anyways, looking at the turtle. Sorry for my little rant there. You can see that he... can't really see it. There you go. He's got a Shinkenger symbol here on his flipper. Not on the other one, though, unfortunately. These are PVC plastic. I'm going to get into another rant now. Same with the pterodactyl. PVC freaking plastic. What is... I'm sorry. I digress. Nice symbol here in the front. These little lines here. Nice, I like the face, though, even though there's nothing to really look at. It's kind of just a turtle face. Two little beady eyes. And, a little silver mouth. And that's it. Not much you can say. Nothing changes with this guy, except he grows flippers and a face. So, to say the least, it's a turtle. Pink. Come on, what are you doing? Are you just really bad at poker? Do you always lose? I don't know. Pink turtle. For what it is, yeah, okay, it's a turtle, it's origami. But for this guy especially, I'm sorry, but let's just compare. We have two arms. We have the pink arm and we have the yellow arm. That's yellow, this is pink. Oh my god, look at the difference. The complexity of yellow totally outweighs pink. Hands down. Not even a contest. God, just... Let's just combine these guys so you don't have to look so... I pity you. I pity you with all my being. Just... I'm sorry. I'm sorry it had to be this way. I'm just sorry. Okay, now that my feelings are all out of the way, let's get into combining these guys into a Shinkeno, or the Shinkeno. Now, when they fight anything, they defeat it, it actually has a second life within the Japanese Samurai Sentai. So, with that happening, they die, and then they become giant with their second life. So, in order to combat it, they call on their origami. So what they would do is they would actually write out this symbol of big or grow on with their shotophone on the actual emblem. They wouldn't be in animal mode. And then they would grow to massive sizes. So once they're massive, they would then write out with their shotophone combine, or gattai, which sounds familiar. So, let's look at it right now. After writing out grow and then writing in combined, we get this. And voila! Samurai Sentai Gattai! Yeah, I'm just kidding. That's a little joke in the show, whatever. Anyways, let's get right to it. So, let's combine. So, after they wrote out combined, all the animals come together and create Shinkeno. So, let's start off with red. So we start off in emblem mode, and we're going to open these so these kind of unlock so we can move these around. Fold the arms back up, and then we're going to swivel these so they are facing out. And that's red. You also pull out his face, so that's red. Next up is green. So just like before with the bear form, we slide him out, pull out all the legs, and then we're going to pull the bear head out and face him like that. Next up is blue. You're kind of going to do a shift here, so it actually locks into this little peg here. Then we're going to take the dragon head out and have him face forward like so. So that's the other leg. Next up is yellow, simple. Fold out the fist and fold down the arm. There we go. And then last is pink. We spin the fist around, and that's that. So, when they all combined, here's how it goes. So as you can see here on the bottom, he's actually got little symbols. One being a square for green, like so, and they just snap together. And then the other for blue. Then for the arms. So yellow goes on the right, and then pink goes on the left. And they all snap in quite nicely. No real tension at all. Then, as you remember, the dragon was carrying the crown. And to do that, we actually fold this piece forward and this up. And there's the head. And then we just push that back, and it clicks into place. And then the crown goes on like so. I'll show you again. Just simply slips on, and then you flip that up. And that is the Shinkenger. Now that you can see everything, he's not quite complete. Two other things that came with this toy are the samurai sword. This guy, just looking at it, he's got nice symbols on the blade itself. And then the Shinkenger symbol right there. And also little grooves here that are molded into the sword itself. Just get this focused. There we go. And that can slip in either side, but I choose to put it on this one so the symbols actually face out, like so. And that just like sits there with friction. And then we have the hidden disc that moves. It can also be detached, put back on. It's a simple little lever here that just sticks in, and that's that. So there is a small hook that we fold out. So like so, and then at the back here, there's a small little peg, if you can see that right there, and that's gonna go on that, and then there's a groove here, and that will fit right in there to kind of hold it together. And there we go. We have our Samurai Sentai Shinkenger Shinkenger. Now you're looking at this guy and you're like, what is this? This is sticking out here. This is sticking out here. What's with his back? It looks like he's wearing a corset. You know what? For what it serves, being that of folding paper, that, my friend, looks like folding paper to me. And I don't know if you disagree with me, but quite honestly, that, my friend, is doing the job perfectly. So, with a little bit more light to add, so you couldn't see anything because the sun's kind of going down, this guy looks marvelous for what he's trying to do. And what he's trying to do is look like paper. So you got the the belt here now, which is basically the symbol. I'll give you a look at the crown. You've got all the little shapes of the origami, so you got everything as well as the symbol. This here, this is actually not in the show. This doesn't actually connect. And that's about it. You can see the grooves where it connects on the dragon here. Nice. This is not painted. Not painted whatsoever. It just comes like this plastic. This gold reflective plastic. And that's great. I love when they do that. Just want to give you a look at here at the face. Just a regular face, nothing big. The detail in it though is rather good. And you can see he's kind of got like a ponytail here. I forget what that's called in Japanese culture, but basically it's supposed to represent their honor to either their emperor or like their clan. And if someone were to cut it off, they've lost their honor as a samurai. So I'm really glad they kind of added in that culture of being an actual samurai into it. That just blew my mind. I was like, oh my god, like, you never even see that in the show. And then, like, you see it right here, boom. Oh, he's got a little, whatever it's called, samurai ponytail. That's crazy. The only problem I have is really small, really minor. When you take off the heat end disc, there's still that giant gaping hole in the guy's back. It's just, he doesn't feel full. He feels empty, and then boom, it clicked. He's paper. He's supposed to be empty. He's supposed to be like a big paper balloon, and so I don't know if that was intentional that they did that, or that it's actually or that they kind of didn't want to fill it up. But the fact that they did or didn't, or I'm just reading into things too much, was kind of cool, be it intentional or not. And that there is the Shinkenger. So looking at this guy, I'm actually quite pleased, because when I first found out that Samurai was coming out, I was really iffy, because they already kind of did like the Samurai thing where, you know, in the Power Rangers, the Samurais were actually the aliens. That's why the aliens had swords. So when they actually said, yeah, we're making a Super Sentai Samurai, and I was like, get out. Like, didn't you guys already do that? And I think they took it up like a big notch, because with this toy, I can't stress this enough, but it looks like paper. It feels like paper. When you morph them and you change them, it feels like you're almost folding like a lion, a bear, a dragon, a monkey, a turtle. Maybe not the turtle, but either way, it feels like you are making a animal out of paper, like flipping out the arms, folding back the legs. Like it feels right. It feels perfect to what its functionality was meant to be. It was so right that I can't fathom it. I know like the toy itself, maybe it took advantage of it and they kind of cut corners, but I don't care, because the end result was fantastic. Even you might notice that with this guy, you can actually put them in their hands. And also with the heat end disc, you can take this off, and you know about this little peg here. If you can see here on the box, it kind of sticks out. That's why I tend to put it in the monkey's hand, because then it goes all the way through. And then this can be used as a shield, like so. And that's that. So that's pretty much the only thing you're really going to get out of it, other than the posability in the arms, which is ratcheting. These don't move, they're stuck that way, unless you kind of want to make them do that. But then he gets sketchy when it comes to standing. I think he's just supposed to be, you know, he's not really meant to be posed that much. Like, he's meant to be more of, like, on your shelf and he kind of pops because he's, like, this jagged, crazy thing. When you notice down here at the feet, it's not really flat. He's actually got, like, a curve. And the fact that their legs are, like, spread out like that is because he actually doesn't stand flat because of the origami and how they're made. So, final thoughts on the Shinkenger. Amazing. Just amazing. Breathtaking. Not really breathtaking, it's a toy. But for a toy, it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I recommend this toy 100%. Go get it if you're a Super Sentai fan, or if you're just, you know, someone who's into collecting toys. This toy is amazing. Go get it. Trust me. With that, I digress. This is Sai from Collection Gattai. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please subscribe. It really helps the channel. Here's a link in the bottom right hand corner of my previous video of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord. And I hope to see you guys in my next video where I'll be reviewing the Go-Onger G3. Until then, have a good day.